Yeah, I just started the recording. Before moving to the session, let me introduce myself. Hello, all, welcome to the Power BI training program. My name is Sindhu Pathapati, and I'll be your trainer for this program. So, I come with a background in business intelligence and data analytics, and I have been working extensively with Power BI, SQL, and all related tools for the past 10 plus years. So in this program, I'll cover all the Power BI concepts and also touch upon SQL basics wherever necessary. So my main goal is like by end of the session, you should walk away with both the confidence and capability to use Power BI in your daily work. So this was like a little introduction about myself. If you want to just know more about me, like all the technologies what I have worked on, my previous student reviews and everything. So all the articles are available in our website, Ellipse Education. So please go to the website to know more in detail. Okay. So let me move forward. So what is the agenda of this session today? So in this session, I'll be covering upon the course structure, like what is the design of this training program, and I'll give you an overview of the data analytics, like what is data, how data has evolved. So what is the concepts of data analysis. So I will give you the overview of the data analytics here, and also I'll give you an introduction of the Power BI, and I'll give you an overview of the desktop concepts and what are the my Power BI desktop components. So everything here in this session. By end of the session, I'll share you one knowledge test URL where you need to go and answer the multiple questions. So the questions would be compromising of all the topics what I'll be sharing you today. So you just need to cross check your knowledge in case if any doubts or confusions. So we can just have an open platform by end of the session. We can just have a quick one-on-one interactions as well if needed. So this is the agenda of this today's session. So moving forward, as I have told you, so I have curated this, program, Power BI training program in 8 modules basically. So one and two being the first initial modules. So here I'll touch upon the basics like what is data, how data has evolved, uh, introduction to business intelligence, how can we start with the Power BI, so everything like this. So about the architecture, use cases and benefits, how I'll help you to install the Power BI desktop as well. So I'll give you the concepts of how to connect to different data sources, so basic data transformation. So all these topics will be discussed in first and second modules. So moving forward with third and fourth modules, here I'll give you introduction on the data relationships, about the DAX concepts. So I'll give you an explanation on concept, overviewing of the visualization techniques, slices and filters, how to create drill through and tooltip, about the paginated reports, how can we implement the row level security. So all this will be discussed in the third and fourth modules. So once we are good with the concepts, like one to four, and we are okay to move forward, taking the confirmation from you all, I'll move forward to five and six. So five and six being a medium level of technical expertise. So here I'll give you the much more concepts about the Power BI service, how can we distribute the reports, collaborate with stakeholders, and little advanced functionalities about the optimization techniques. So all this will be covered under 5 and 6 modules. So being the last 7 and 8 modules, here I plan to give you some knowledge on the SQL as well, and I'll share you some real-time projects and use cases so that you can understand how can we integrate SQL in the Power BI and application of SQL queries. So everything would be practical in the 7 and 8 modules. So as I mentioned here, so everywhere in between the sessions from 1 to 8, 8 modules. So I'll give you some subject knowledge and also little kind of mini projects and real life projects in between, so that you we'll be on the same page, like how much you are understanding the concepts, and you can just cross check yourself on the knowledge being shared. So that is my main intention behind the real life projects. So along with these 8 modules, I have curated another 3 bonus modules as well. So in these 3 modules, what are the topics what I'm going to cover is like about the artificial intelligence, fabric in Power BI, and also every student will join the programs with different reasons. I mean, our goal would be subjective, right? So we will discuss according to your requirement, and if you in case some people would be looking forward to switch the career from different domain to IT domain, and some people would be with looking forward for the career growth, or if you want to switch to a new company to a different position, so it would be subjective. So if you need any help on guidance on I mean, profile building, or if you want to have some mock interviews just to build that confidence in you. So, to get that job ready, we will help you in every phase. So, I'll be there for you at any stage of this training program. So, feel free to be in one on one interaction as well. We have a common platform in the WhatsApp channel as well. So, if you have any doubts or confusions, anything, you can just post, so and I'll respond on that. Okay, so this is like how I designed the overall the training program. I think we are clear. Do you have any doubts? Just feel free to ask me. Okay. Moving ahead, coming to the overview of data analytics. So basically, before going to the business intelligence or the Power BI like that, I just want you to understand functionally why we are going to the Power BI or what we are doing with the data analytics. Just first understand in a functional way. So basically, what we're doing on the Power BI is like we are working on the data, right? So, so first, what is data? So data is something like it is in raw formation which we collect from different points every day. If something like a raw facts, figures, or observations we collect from various sources, so that can be termed as a data. So how the data has evaluated, I mean evolved actually. The data has evolved in a very drastic changes from the past 20 to 30 years. So basically, in a real-time example, I am just trying to explain you in very layman terms so that you can get the concept in a very easy manner. So basically, if you see in the past 20 to 30 years before, when you're working in any small organization or any kind of very small shop also, so we need to have something kind of a record like how much we are spending or what we are doing with the money, everything. So for that, what we are doing at that time, so we wish to record, I mean save every point in kind of a books, maybe, okay, kind of ledger books or record or something like that. So some other person will just put all the details in the book, so whenever needed we will just go and analyze and we'll able to see like what was the progress or the decline we are having according to the job or organization. So this is how the data is being maintained by, I mean, previous years in a very manual way. Okay, so with this manual way of maintaining the data, we have few, I mean, we have major disadvantage, not few actually, because it would be dependency on one person basically. And also, if you're working on very small data, that is okay. We can manage in a manual way. But in case if it is like a medium or large organization, would that be feasible? Of course, no, right? So every time we need to go and thoroughly check manually, and there will be chance of high human mistakes also being involved. So that's why with the growing of data, with the growing of, I mean, with the evolving of the data, we move to Excel, because with this advantages of we can create graphical representations, the filtering and analyzing of the data in the Excel is very easy compared to the manual way. Okay, so that's why we are just switching from manual to Excel. But even Excel we have some disadvantages, because if it is like a medium level of data, that is okay, but if you're working on around billions and trillions of records, would that be feasible when you're working on the Excel? Of course no, right? Because okay, that Excel can, I mean, Excel can hold a large volume of data, but if you want to analyze, if you want to filter, or if you want to just query any of the things, so that would be like the performance will be very slow. And if it, in case if it is working also, it will get stuck sometimes when the data is increasing. So with these disadvantages, and to just I mean, maintain the data in a seamless way, not to have much difficulty with the growing of the, I mean, with the growing usage of computers and database I mean, database concepts comes in, we have moved to the database side. So with the disadvantage of the Excel and with the comparative advantage of the database, we move to the database to store the data in a very structured way. Okay, but Actually, here in the database, if you see, we are able to hold large volumes of data in a very structured way. With one and two lines of code, we are able to query what we need according to the requirement. Okay, but here the main disadvantage is like the person, I mean, who is working on, or the end user who wants to see the data, they should be technical enough to do it on their own, right? So let us assume a real-time scenario. For example, if you want to showcase the trend graphs or how much, for example, if an organization, how much they are spending, how much they are selling, they want to show that presentation to the end user. So in that case, would the end user, like maybe the top management or the CEO of the company, sometimes they may not be the technical enough to work on the database, right? Because they are merely, related to the management perspective. So we won't have that feasibility, like end user should be capable enough to understand all the technicalities what were involved in the report. So with this disadvantage and everything, so here we had a thought like, okay, we need to show everything, like they need to analyze the data, and they we need to help them to take strategic decisions without technical dependency. So then to analyze the data, like what was going on behind to take the strategic decisions, the business intelligence platforms comes in. So here the main important thing is like it would be kind of a self-service platform, so that any user just come in, analyze the data, and they can take the decisions. So that is a main concept or the main motive behind the business intelligence platform. So here in the BI, what we do is like we are able to analyze historic and the current data and the present findings in visual formats actually, okay, without any technical dependency, so that end user can easily interact, and with just simple one and two clicks are able to understand the data. So that is how the business intelligence platforms will work. Okay, so to have you that comparison between the traditional model and the business intelligence model, for example, if you are holding a data of around 100 records in an Excel, so if I just come and ask you, okay, go and check this, how much is, how much value is holding for this product, something like that. At least in the Excel, if you are very fast enough, at least you will take around 2 to 3 minutes of time, right? But with the help of business intelligence or the Power BI platforms, Power BI desktop reports creations and everything, you can just go to the report, click on any one of the interactive slicer or the filter, or just with one and two simple clicks, you are able to understand the result in a very seamless manner. So that is the concept and motive behind the business intelligence and the Power BI platforms. Hope it is clear. And if you have any doubts or confusions, just please let me know. You can raise your hand at any time. So moving forward, mm, as I'm telling you, to do that, we have so many business intelligence tools or the platforms available in the market. So few of the top ones are like Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, Looker Studio, SAP Business Objects, like this. So why we need to go to the Power BI? For example, if you see, I just want to understand the features which the Power BI desktop is holding, and how it is top trending in the market, and how like it is helping us to understand the business or take the strategic decisions. So we have so many in the market, as I have told you, but if you can see, the market share of Power BI is very good with around 25 to 30%. Why we are having that good market share, and why developers or the end users are looking forward for the Power BI? So these are like very good and high-end features which Power BI is providing us. For example, I just want to have you get that comparison like between Power BI and between other BI tools. So if you see here, for example, firstly, the main advantage is like we are able to integrate the Power BI with other Microsoft tools in a very simple manner. So even it is like a small or the large organization, um, actually, you all might working on in any organizations, right? Some would be freshers, but most of them would be working, right? So if you see, almost we all work on Excel, Teams, Azure. So we all work on any one of these tools, at least any one of these, right? So when the same to, when the same another what I can say, if a tool is coming from the same platform, from the same parent company. So that would be very feasible for us, right? So integrate that across the other tools from the same organization, it would be very helpful, right? So just to have you that clarity, for example, if you're already having an iPhone and if you want to have a tablet, so you will be having two options. So a kind of a tablet or an iPad. So you may be having a comparison between Samsung and the Apple. So let us assume in this way. So when you're already having an iPhone with an Apple ID and everything, so which one would be easy to integrate the data and everything? Samsung or the Apple? Of course, Apple, right? Because all your IDs, the cloud refreshers, so, and the sync of the data is everything in place with the help of iPhone. So when we go to the different product from the same company, so that integration of data and sync of the data would be very easy and fast and accurate when we have it across the same platform. So this is what I'm trying to tell you with like how integration helps us. And according and coming to the other features, something like we have a built-in artificial intelligence like Copilot is already available, and the features what Power BI is offering us and the amount which would be paying for the licenses and everything, that is like very much affordable and reasonable actually. So all the core concepts like what was the license types and how many different platforms and what are the advantages and everything, I'll just discuss in the coming slides. And if you can see the data modeling concepts, real-time dashboards. So here everything is good and strong actually. So we have that interactive real-time dashboards with just simple clicks, and the coming to security and updates also, almost like monthly they'll provide us the updates to have that security layer robust and strong. So with these diverse features, and when we compare it to the other BL tools also, it was holding that as one of the top ones in the market with a market share of around 25 to 30%. So that's why with this rich advantages and the features, people are looking forward for the learning and uses of the Power BI. So if you see the trend, like how it was being evolved from 2010 to 2024, see how it was competing with the other BI tools and still topping the market because of the diverse advantages and the features which is holding. So just moving forward, as I'm telling you to the same context, like why it is trending. Firstly, it easy to use, so it shouldn't be, it won't be like a rocket science for the end user or the developer who is willing to learn or who is willing to use. So it would be like very easy so that everyone with a minimum guidance can start working on that, and we can ramp up very easily, like how to create a dashboards and how we can use a Power BI dashboards. And according to the cost involved, the features which we are getting to the Power BI and the cost what we are paying is quite reasonable and affordable. And as I'm telling you, the integration to create the interactive and rich visualizations. So these are like good features what Power BI is offering us to make it trending in the market still. And another important feature is like we'll be working on different platforms, right? So the data won't reside on the same platform every time. So we need to connect to different data sources every time. So to have that wide data connectivity, like excuse me, yeah. So you might be working on Oracle or you might be working on SharePoint or Hadoop. So your data may reside in any of the platforms. So Power BI doesn't limit or restrict to connect to any of the platforms. We have that wide data connectivity. We are able to connect to any of the data source with the help of Power BI, so that we can import the raw data, do our transformations, and create our reports. So it was like one of the high advantages we have with the Power BI. And coming to the security, like how to share the data or collaborate the reports with the other users with the help of few platforms which are already in place, we are able to do that in a very flexible and seamless manner. So that's why with this advanced features already holding in inbuilt in the Power BI, it was still top and trending in the market. So moving ahead, so this was like up to here, like how business intelligence has started, like uh, why we need to learn Power BI. So what were the advantages of the Power BI? So these are like few concepts which I just want to share you before moving to the core concepts of Power BI. So moving ahead about Power BI, as I'm telling you. Basically, BI is something like which helps us to analyze historic and current data, and we can just analyze the data and with the help of visualizations and everything, and we can make our strategic decisions to, for the business growth or the operational growth according to our requirement. So basically, what are the data which was already available from the past transactions or something like that, and the current data, we'll just compare them with the help of different visualizations, so that in the meetings or the, if you want to just showcase to the top management, they can just analyze it in a flexible manner, and they can just have a constructive decisions with the help of our Power BI dashboards. So that was the main motive behind the business intelligence platform. So I would say like the main three steps that would be involved in the business intelligence platform is like data collection, analysis, and visualization. So basically, we collect the data here from any one of the data source. We will analyze the data. So based on our analysis, we will visualize the data with the help of Power BI Power BI platforms. So this was the main three steps which was involved behind the business intelligence. So you may have a question. Okay, these are all the advantages you are saying. Okay, what was the scenario before BI? So as I'm told you, like how data has evolved before in, explained in the before slides. Basically, before BI, business had to do much of their analysis manually, because they need to enter everything manually. They just want, if they want to analyze also, they, everything in a manual way. So much of manual effort was needed at that time. But with the help of BI tools, we are able to automate many of the process, um, and we are able to save effort and time to the companies or the users or the end users. Okay, so that's why, like, just to eliminate that technical dependency and manual process involved, and this with high advantages on the distributor capabilities and everything, people are moving to the BI and the Power BI. Okay, hope it is clear. And coming to the Power, in specific to Power BI, it is like a Microsoft tool for business intelligence platform. So basically, it is like a self-service platform for, excuse me. So it is a self-service platform for both on-premise and cloud-based data, which helps us to turn data into actionable insights actually. So basically what we do is like with the help of this platform, we analyze the data and we turn our data into actionable insights. And like, as I'm telling you, this was like a bundle suit, like where we'll be evaluating our data, analyze our data, and with the help of Power BI desktop like that. So we'll be creating and designing data visualizations, and that would be very much interactive so that we can analyze it. And also with the help of Power BI platforms, we are able to share the reports what we have designed, and across the stakeholders or across different companies or the different users like that. So basically, it was like analytics service by the Microsoft company. So this was like a quick Power BI introduction. And moving ahead, as I'm telling you, in the business intelligence platform like Power BI, we have three main steps like data collection, analysis, and visualization. Okay, so how can we collect the data? With the help of data sets. So I would encourage you and request you to please understand it in a functional way so that you can just connect the dots in the technical expertise while you are moving forward. Okay, your data would be residing in any one of the data sources. Maybe let us assume some kind of Excel. So that Excel would be a data set for your project. So from data, you will create a data set. From data sets, you'll be able to create and design reports on the dashboards. Excuse me. So you're able to create reports on the dashboards. And to maintain these reports on the dashboard, you will have a workspace for kind of data refresh and share your reports to the different users or the organizations. So then the concept of workspaces will come in. And if you want to hide it won't be any structured one. Just a moment. Yeah, okay. So your data set would here you will able to pull the data from any one of the data source, and we'll do the analysis and transformations here, and we'll be able to design the reports with the help of Power BI Desktop. I mean, we can design reports on the dashboards. So if you want to have the data refresh, and if you want to have the, shareable across different organizations or stakeholders, we need to have a workspace, kind of an administrative workspace here. So this is how the blocks were being built on the Power BI. Okay. So to do that flow, we need to have we need to have certain platforms in place, right? For example, to create the reports on the dashboards, so to maintain the workspaces, to pull the data. So for to do all these, we need to have certain platforms. So Power BI offers multiple platforms according to our requirement and the features we need. Okay. So few of the widely used ones are these. For example, Power BI Desktop, Service, and Mobile. So basically, what is Power BI Desktop? So as the name itself tells, it is like a desktop application. So it was like a free software. So we just go and download and install in the system for free. We no need to pay anything to install or use the Power BI desktop application. So what we can do is like we can just simply go to the Microsoft Store or the OpenNet, have the exe file and install it in your laptop. This was like a designer tool where we will be creating our reports and the dashboards. Okay. And coming to Power BI service, it is like an online SaaS service. So it is a web-based platform from where you can share reports based on Power BI desktop. We will be able to collaborate with other users, and you can even create dashboards with the help of Power BI service. Okay. And coming to Power BI mobile, so it was like an native Power BI application that runs on iOS, Android, and Windows actually. So this was like a main features for different platforms. So to help you in understand in a one liner, with the help of Power BI desktop, we will be able to create and develop the dashboards in our laptop or system for free. We don't need to pay anything here. So to share the reports of the dashboard, what was being created in the desktop, we need to have one service in place. Then we can go and use the Power BI service. It is like a software as a service. So here with the help of Power BI service, we can able to create, share the reports across the users as well. But here to have, we need to have certain license in place to use all the features of the service, even for mobile like that. So according to our requirement and the features, what we are looking for, we will go for different platform so that accordingly we need to have certain licenses in place. I'll give you all those details in the next slides. So as I have told you, besides those three, we're having other platforms as well. For example, report server and embed. Okay. So what was the main purpose of each platform and for whom it would be useful, and what are the key features involved in the specific platforms? So as I have told you, Power BI Desktop is nothing but a designer tool where we will be able to create the reports or the dashboards. And service is nothing but to share and collaborate the reports across multiple users, to the managers or teams, or if you want to publish the reports and to have the data refresh schedule. And so according to the features what we need, we will go for the service one. And main advantage of Power BI Mobile is like we are able to access any reports or the dashboards anywhere at any time. For example, don't simply assume about the IT field. If you're working on the dashboards for the mining company, kind of like that, so they need to have the reports or the dashboard access at anywhere from mobile, because carrying laptop would be very much hectic when compared to mobile. So simply what we can do is like with the help of Power BI mobile platform, we are able to create that layout to mobile so that field managers or people who are working on ground in the field, so they can easily view and interact with the dashboards with just with the help of iOS and Android. Okay. And coming to report server. So it was like an on-premise platform mostly, I mean, the main core concept is like when we are a bit concerned about the security of the data, when we are dealing with highly sensitive data. So to have that extra layer in place, like if you just don't want to publish the reports on the cloud, will the client or we, then we can go for the report server. So basically, it hosts reports on local servers, and we don't have any cloud dependency here. So coming to embed, so it offers APIs and basically which was used to embed visuals into custom applications. So it mostly it would be useful for the developers to have that integration into apps. So according to the purpose and who uses it, we can just go and select different platforms. Okay. Hope it is clear. So moving forward in detail, the comparison of features across the desktop and the service. If you see, as I'm telling you and reiterating in the before slides, so Power BI desktop, we can use it for free, no cost involved, no license involved here. But if you want to use the Power BI service, at least you need to provide the premium license. So why? Because of the advantages of the features we have in the service. To have that, we need to pay little amount to the company to have the Power BI service uses. And coming to the themes and customizer, we'll be having little limited themes and customizer available in the service. But if you see, if you want to refresh your data dynamically according to the scheduled refresh like that, so we can go for the Power BI service platform. But here in the desktop, we need to do it manually. So, and if you see here, for example, in the Power BI desktop, we don't have that mobile layout option, like web or mobile access is not feasible with the help of Power BI desktop. But with the service, yes, we can do that. So according to our need, requirement, and the cost of, project budget and everything, we can choose our desired platforms. So these are like a main few advantages and the comparisons between the Power BI desktop and the Power BI service. So moving ahead, as I'm telling you, so this was like a few comparisons and the main advantages of the Power BI platforms. So now I'll be sharing you one test URL. So the topics what I have covered now, I'll be sharing you one quick question and answer URL where you need to just a moment. Um, I'm just sharing you the URL in the same chat box. Please start answering them and let me know if you have any confusions or doubts. Okay. We can just have a quick one-on-one interaction as well. Okay. Yeah. I have shared you the test URL. You just answer every question. Okay. Anyway, I have kept it mandatory. Like you need to answer every question. But if you have any doubts or confusions, just let me know. I'm stopping the recording here.